Greetings fellow captains and welcome back to another episode of World of Warships with me, the Hivehound. And today we've got a bit of a hybrid video. We're going to do a review on the Nassau whilst also showcasing Moosta1's gameplay. Anyone who's regular to the channel has watched any of the live streams. Moosta's a regular with us on a Monday and a great teammate, and here he is. Now the Nassau is the original battleship, post-dreadnought battleship from the German Navy. It was made in response to the British Navy's dreadnought. There was 4 built. The Nassau, the lead ship, named after the class of ship, the Rhineland, the Posen, and the Westfalen. All 4 ships were laid down in mid-1907 and completed late 1910. Though completely perceived and having been built in response to the British dreadnought, their design tracks their origin back to 1903, and they were in fact a response to the dreadnought's predecessor, the Lord Nelson class. The Nassau adopted a main battery of 12 11-inch guns in 6 twin turrets in an unusual hexagonal arrangement around the ship. Unlike many other dreadnoughts, the Nassau ship retained the triple extension steam engines instead of the more powerful steam turbines that were used by other navies. After entering service, the Nassau ship served as 2nd Division, 1 battle squadron, and the High Seas Fleet for the duration of their careers from 1910 to 1914. The ships participated in normal, routine peacetime fleet operations, various exercises, training cruisers, fleet manoeuvres, things like that. Following the outbreak of World War I, the fleet operations intended to isolate and destroy individual elements of the numerically superior British Grand Fleet. These consisted of sailing a distance to support battle cruisers and scouting groups. They raided British coastal towns. Their operations accumulated at the Battle of Jutland in May in 1916, where the ships helped to sink the armoured cruiser HMS Black Prince. Now, we'll talk a bit about the game because Moosta's getting stuck in right away. Obviously making the right choice, firing armour piercing there at the cruiser. Obviously the smoke screen sort of obscured his view, so he's having a look around, seeing what he can see, what he can get shots on. Making the very wise choice to look at the available targets and like, oh look, that Phoenix is broadside. If a ship's broadside and it gets hit, you know there's more chance of the shots penetrating, more chances of getting a citadel. Absolutely the right move. There was 3 available targets, and carefully selecting your shots is something everyone should do. It's not always wise to fire at the first thing you can see. You do want to look around, you do want to evaluate what's going on, and if you've got a chance of eliminating a ship rather than doing a bit of damage to another ship, you should definitely do that. A ship with 1 HP can do exactly the same amount of damage as a full health HP ship, so deleting ships as and when you can is definitely the correct method. That is one of the key elements there we just seen of the French cruisers. They're so lightly armoured, the chance of over penetrating is quite high, and 4 of our shots that hit over penetrated, doing very, very little damage. So Moosta's predicting that he's going to reverse back. Well, that's why he's aiming at the rear ship, but the Emile Burton doesn't move. So a bit of an unlucky salvo, but the right call, most definitely. 90% of players, I think maybe even 98% of players, if crashed into an island, would want to be moving because no one wants to be a sitting duck. So as you can see, the secondary batteries are kicking off. I believe the standard secondary batteries are 5 kilometers on this ship. So the fact that he was already firing means he's got at least some secondary boost builds. Hopefully Moosta will jump into the conversation below and I'll tell us how he's built this captain, because it seems to be quite effective. He seems to be pretty accurate with the guns, and obviously has a bit of a secondary battery buff. Now, I'd be suspecting that in this situation that Degree is going to be looking to fire torpedoes at us. As you can see, Moosta, you can see on the little dial, Moosta's executing turns. He's made that exact same assumption, and perfectly right call. Whenever you see a cruiser sailing broadside, you've got to think one or two things have happened. Either they've had a massive sudden rush of shit to the brain, or they're firing torpedoes. I have a bit more faith in the community and assume they're torpedoes. and Moosta's obviously got the same thought process. See that Emile Berton still sitting there? As his secondary batteries takes out the Dougie Trion. Now, yes, the Emile Berton's stuck there, sitting there, not really doing much. But that's the point. He's not really doing anything. He's not a threat. So Moosta focuses on the Phoenix, who is turning to give him broadside. I've done this. If you check out the Rear Admiral training files, particularly if you're new to battleships, new to cruisers, or even if you're just struggling a bit, because none of us woke up being masters of this game. Hell, I've still got a lot to learn myself. But check them out. He thoroughly goes over the basic mechanics in a very interesting fashion. You can find those clips on this channel. So yeah, if you're new, then things like this, things like sailing broadside to a ship. I know you want to get all your guns firing, but that's not the way to do it. You can get all your guns firing by either angling towards the ship or away. It does depend on what you're using. The Germans are much better at kiting away from the enemy, so you want to be angled away and travelling away from what you're shooting at to fire all your guns. Makes you a smaller target. See that angle, you'd smaller, but he continues to turn, making himself a much bigger, much wider target. And Moosta scores his second Citadel hit of the game, and in a tier 3 ship, racking up 56,000 damage already. Obviously he's minimised the amount of damage he's taken himself. He's only lost, what, 12,000 hit points at the moment. So a really good exchange. You see a lot of people, they will go and risk it. They will turn in, give broadside in the hopes that they're going to delete the enemy. But if you're giving away as much hit points as you're taking, yeah, it's pointless. It's not what you want. You always want to get that exchange where you walk away better off, and that's one of the keys. And looking after your hit points, making sure you survive. The longer you live, the more damage you can do. Like I said this before, a ship with 1 HP can do as much damage as a ship with its full health. Now, I think this is a little bit of a mistake by Moosta here. Only a little bit of a mistake, and well, he's managed to come off it unscathed. He was giving a lot of broadside to that Kaiser there. Now he's noticed the Emile Berton is being a bit of a nuisance to our team in the middle, capping the flag. So he focuses a salvo over there. See, this is what I mean. He scores a nice Citadel, put him up to 72,000 damage, and this is literally the only thing I can find to criticise Moosta's game is this point here. He's giving a lot of broadside to that Bayern. He's got away with it so far. Will he continue to get away with it? Only time will tell. I was a bit unlucky with the dispersion of the guns. Now the Kaiser is turning in and trying to hunt us down. Moosta's looking for the kill shot on that Emile Berton. you know, all it'll take is one good shell, and that ship's gone. As the Emile Berton realizes exactly what we're doing, and starts paying attention and slinging some hate this way. Now, again, see, I get it. I get deleting the cruiser, getting that out of there, because it should be an easy kill. Obviously, we're struggling with a lot of over penetrations, but this Kaiser could do quite a lot of damage to us as our fellow teammates take out the Emile Berton, giving us a chance to focus on the Kaiser. The Kaiser's now obviously got into our secondary battery range, and you can see them firing off. That's glorious. I love builds with secondary batteries. Watching and hearing them just pom 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 pom. There's something quite satisfying about it, especially when they start racking up quite a few hits and quite a bit of damage. Now, there we go. There's one more salvo. One more salvo's all we need. We're up to 82,000 damage, and very well deservedly picks up that third kill. So we didn't really talk an awful lot about the ship there, but give the basic rundown. If you're interested in the Battle of Jutland, I might do a video talking about some of the naval battles a bit more, rather than focusing on the actual gameplays. I do like my history. Alright, well, thank you very much for sticking with us, and I hope you enjoyed the video and the gameplay by Moosta. Congratulations is definitely in order for a brilliant game from him there. And, well, thank you very much, and until next time, take care.